Hi, it's Trevor from Ultimatum Theme. Today we're going to take a look at the Infusion theme, which is included with Ultimatum. This is part 3, where we take a look at the custom child theme files. Okay, so before we take a look at the custom files in Infusion, we need a tool within WordPress to do that. WordPress does have its own tools, but WP Editor, you can see here on the WordPress org repository, is a much better tool. You can of course do this with FTP and a file editor as well, but this is a simple way of going about things. I first of all need to get this loaded into my admin screen in WordPress. So I notice that this is called WP Editor. So I'm going to go to Plugins and type WP Editor here and press Enter. And it doesn't come up as the first one. This is the one we want here with the blue pencil on it, written by Benjamin Rojas. We have some settings over the side here which we can set up. So we're going to take a look at those. Here we are. The only thing you really need to change, or at least I prefer to change, is on Post Editor tab I switch this WP editor off. That leaves me with the default editor for my posts and pages and so forth. But in terms of everything else I want to edit, like plugins or themes or what have you, this WP editor will be the default editor. So you just click No on there and scroll to the bottom and click Save here. So we'll go to the Appearance and Themes just to make sure that our Infusion theme is the one that's active. And then here you'll notice that this little link here has changed slightly from the default. It would normally just say Editor, and now it says Theme Editor. So we need to click on that. And when we go into Theme Editor, we're going to get a warning here, and this is quite a sensible warning. The theme we're about to edit is currently active, and so making changes can be dangerous. In particular, if you make changes to PHP files, that's the program files, there is a chance that you're going to lock WordPress up, in which case what you're going to have to do is go in and use FTP and undo what you did. The editor window always opens up on a file called style.css inside the theme folder on your server. This doesn't actually contain any style. What it does contain is instruction to WordPress as to what your theme is called. That's here. It's just a description, so that doesn't do anything, but it lets you know what it is. It's a child theme for Ultimatum. It tells you who's written the child theme, so you could go in and put your own name there if you want, because that has no effect on the functionality. It must have the word Ultimatum in there. In other words, which main theme is it going to use as its source? So in this case, it's Ultimatum. It's really important with a lowercase u, so it's a slug name, not an uppercase. And then finally, the version number. This doesn't do much else other than that, but over the side here we can see that we've got other things. We're not going to look at this loops folder today, but we are going to look at all of these other files. So the first one we're going to take a look at is this functions file here. So if I just click on it, it'll open it, and you can see it's used what's called a syntax highlighter here, where everything is changed into different colours so you can see what's going on. A simple child theme generated. That's not spelled right there. I think that's a spelling mistake actually in the Ultimatum framework itself. I'm just going to fix the spelling mistake. Generated by Ultimatum framework. Yours may have some more stuff in here, but this is all that you actually need now in the new version of Ultimatum. That's 2.8 and onwards. So there may be some extra lines in here which I've removed. And the very first thing here is it says add action WP enqueue scripts and then custom style CSS loader. Well, there's my function there, custom style CSS loader, and all this is doing is loading a custom style sheet, which you can see over the side here. On the default Infusion theme, that's called Infusion.css. All I've done is I've renamed that. I did that using FTP and I renamed it in here, so you can leave yours sat as Infusion.css. That's up to you. And what is in here is only a handle for WordPress to know which file it is we're loading. The theme URL bit in here simply tells WordPress where to find it, so it knows what theme you've got loaded, so it looks in there to find the style sheet. And something that will be used later when we look at the Infusion theme here, it's adding some theme support for these type of post formats, which isn't normally in Ultimatum. So we don't need to edit anything in there, except I've just fixed that spelling mistake. It's only a comment anyway, but I'm just going to update that. So that's how you save it, and you can see it tells you it's been saved. The key one we're going to be taking a look at today is this custom style here. The other one I'll just observe to you is the screenshot, which is a PNG, which is the screenshot we saw when we went to Appearance and Themes, that picture of the Infusion theme. So that's all that's doing there, is providing the screenshot to go on that other page. So the only other file we really need to look at is this custom style sheet. Now, Ultimatum has its own custom style sheet function, but that isn't this. This instead is an external asset file which is being loaded to provide extra formatting to make Infusion look like it does. Somebody asked me a question earlier today on the hover part of posts in Infusion, how to change the hover border when you hover over the posts. And quick scroll down here, it's the overlay, and there's the border color there. So you would simply go and edit that. Let's have a look and see what's going on in here anyhow. One thing I don't like here is that the logo container is a H1, and I never leave mine set to that. So you might well have to change that slightly, because I've changed mine to a div already. So I'm going to quickly change that to div and update that. And you can see logo text, logo background. Most of these are fairly descriptive, but you will see them if you go looking through the HTML of the page AV, so that's probably something to do with audio visual, but I don't know. Carousel content, so the text align, the border, and a lot of these colours you'll spot straight away when you're looking at the screen, so you can see where you can edit them. This is a comment here. It's a way to put a comment in CSS files, and you can see that here we've changed the default behavior of columns by overriding them. This here is what I call a media query. Normally you would say at media screen and min width, and because you really don't want it applying to print media and so forth. So if I just change that to screen and min width, now that means that this will only apply if the screen width is at least 992 pixels. So it adds some extra functionality in. So that's all that does. There's a full width gallery, and I can see there it's spelt wrong. It should say full width, it's full width. I shan't change that because that'll change something in the layouts as well. And you can see that there are lots of other bits in here that you might wish to edit and change. So if you're wondering where to change things, there's a good chance that here is where the settings are that you need to get at. So I'm just going to, in each at media, I'm just going to put screen and in there so that it causes that to work better. So if these screen breaks aren't quite the right place for you, you can change them in here. So that gives you a quick look. And of course, you can put your own custom CSS in here. Just create a new line and just start putting the custom CSS in. So you might be using some sort of tool which gives you a suggestion as to what are extra bits to change. You'll notice here also that we've got this important on the end. There's a space, and then exclamation mark, and then the word important. That means please override the settings you've already been given. And some browsers won't apply your settings unless you do that. So if you've made some CSS and it doesn't seem to want to work, it may be that you have to add that. You'll see that not all of them have them. It's only if it needs to have them that you put it on. But you see there's quite a few here, these ones here, that have got that added to it, so that you can see that obviously the writer of the theme has been forced to put those importance on to make browsers behave. Okay, there isn't a lot in here, so most of this is fairly simple, and we will get to have a look at how these work in a later video. Okay, that's it for this quick little video. Thanks for watching. Bye.